Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says Americans can expect substantial refunds next year. Bessent says he's also optimistic that no recession is on the way. That's despite the damage a record-setting shutdown did to the economy. NTD's Daniel Monahan has more on the U.S. economic outlook.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that while parts of the U.S. economy like housing were in a recession because of elevated interest rates, he does not expect the broader economy to plunge into a recession in the coming months, speaking on NBC's Meet the Press.
I am very, very optimistic on 2026. We have set the table for a very strong, non-inflationary growth economy.
Bessent says no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security is kicking in, along with auto deductibility on loans for American cars, which will all spur economic growth.
We're going to see substantial refunds to working families in the first quarter of 2026.
The Treasury Secretary says the Trump administration has slowed inflation and is working hard to bring it down further. Bessent says the Council of Economic Advisors has a study on how to reduce the inflation rate.
You know the best way to bring your inflation rate down? Move from a blue state to a red state. Blue state inflation is 0.5% higher, and that is because they don't deregulate, they keep prices up, energy is higher.
Bessent also addressed the filibuster, saying by wielding it, Democrats inflicted tremendous harm on the nation through the shutdown. He said the record-setting closure cost $11 billion in permanent economic damage, an estimated 1.5 percentage points in lost GDP growth in the fourth quarter of fiscal 2025.
If Senate Democrats close the government again, that Senate Republicans should immediately abrogate the filibuster.
Meanwhile, Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett says real wages this year are up about $1,200.
Because of all the jobs that are being created by the trillions that are coming in for capital spending and so on. And real wages, which is real purchasing power, dropped about $3,000 under President Biden. And so I think in the end, people are going to look at their pockets and decide, am I ahead or am I not? And I think that they're going to find that they're ahead.
Hassett says he expects 2026 to be an absolute blockbuster year. The comments from Bessent and Hassett come as Federal Reserve Bank of Boston President Susan Collins said Saturday she's still leaning against the central bank cutting its benchmark interest rates. Members of the Trump administration, including Bessent, have wanted the Fed to lower interest rates, saying inflation has leveled off. Daniel Monahan, NTD News.
And do AI investments pose a risk to your portfolio? Well, a recent report found that just 7 tech companies, that's Alphabet, the parent company of Google,